Florian Wirtz summed up his ambition in 10 words to man who signed him. The man responsible for bringing Florian Wirtz to Bayer Leverkusen is confident that the midfielder would thrive at Liverpool, highlighting the player's ambition from an early age. Tim Steiten, who was briefly linked with Liverpool's vacant sporting director role in 2024 before taking the same position at West Ham, remains a highly regarded figure in German football circles. His influence was instrumental in Leverkusen signing Wirtz from FC Köln back in 2020, when he served as their head of scouting. In an interview with Sky Germany, the 46-year-old shared how Wirtz once made a bold declaration during a meeting with Leverkusen's leadership. "People often ask me whether Florian would succeed at a club like Liverpool," Steiten said. "For me, there's absolutely no doubt. His footballing quality is unquestionable. But what impresses me most is his determination to grow, not just as a player, but as a person." Recalling a meeting in sporting director Simon Rolfe's office with Wirtz and his parents, Steiten continued, "Simon asked him, 'What do you want to achieve in your career?' Florian didn't hesitate. He said, 'I want to become the best player in the world.' There are players who say things like that and you don't quite believe them. But with Florian, it was different. We believed him right away, and he's been showing that same ambition ever since." Wirtz had emerged through Köln's academy, where Steiten first spotted his talent. According to him, Wirtz was the kind of player who didn't require deep scouting. "If we hadn't known about Florian back when he was still at Köln, it would have been a huge oversight," he admitted. "In fact, my first conversation with Simon Rolfs was about him. He said, 'Tim, we might have the opportunity to sign Wirtz. What do you think?' And I told him straight, 'If you get the chance, you don't hesitate.'" Steiten and Rolfs even flew to Portugal to watch Wirtz play for Germany's U16 national team. But as Steiten noted, the trip wasn't to discover him. It was merely to confirm what they already knew. "You don't need to scout a player like that. You just sign him if the opportunity arises," he added. Liverpool women close in on new head coach, Liverpool FC. Women are nearing the appointment of a new head coach, with former Manchester City manager Gareth Taylor reportedly the frontrunner. Since parting ways with Matt Beard in February, the club has undergone significant changes, including the retirement of captain Niamh Fahey and the departure of vice-captain Taylor Hines to Arsenal. 3 other players have also been released, reflecting a wider squad overhaul. According to Emma Sanders of BBC Sport, the Reds are now in advanced talks with Taylor, who appears to be their top candidate for the job. Negotiations are ongoing, with the club working toward agreeing on personal terms. Taylor, 52, had a nearly 5-year spell in charge at Man City, during which he led them to an FA Cup title in 2020 and a League Cup win in 2022. Under his leadership, City never finished outside the top 4 in the Women's Super League across 4 full seasons. Before his managerial career, Taylor worked with the men's academy at City as their U16's coach, where he mentored players like Jeremy Frimpong. A former professional footballer himself, Taylor played for clubs including Manchester City, Bristol Rovers, Crystal Palace, Sheffield United, Burnley, and Nottingham Forest. His experience across different levels of the game would bring valuable insight to the role. The club is also seeking a new head of recruitment for their women's team, signaling a broader ambition to compete among the WSL elite. Since returning to the top flight in the 2022-23 season after a 2-year absence, Liverpool women have finished 7th, 4th, and 7th in successive campaigns, while they did reach the FA Cup semi-finals last season under Beard and interim boss Amber Whiteley, ultimately losing 2-1 to eventual winners Chelsea. The club remains committed to building a side that can challenge consistently. Championship clubs. Target Liverpool's Koumas, young Liverpool striker. Koumas is attracting interest from at least 2 championship sides following a successful loan spell with Stoke City, setting up a key decision for new head coach Arne Slot. Though Koumas was only lightly involved in Slot's early preseason plans, his loan to Stoke turned into a personal triumph. The 19-year-old featured in 49 matches across all competitions, racking up over 2,800 minutes on the pitch and scoring 6 goals. An impressive return for his first Jamie Vardy's incredible Premier League record includes goals in 342 appearances. While a transfer to Manchester United currently seems unlikely, the veteran striker still has admirers among former Red Devils, including one legendary name. Ruud van Nistelrooy, despite experiencing a rough spell during his time managing in the Midlands before being dismissed, has frequently praised Vardy's talent and mentality. Speaking in May, the Dutchman shared his admiration. "When you look at how often a player performs at the highest level, that's what truly sets them apart. To maintain that level over 13 seasons, approaching 500 appearances and nearly 200 goals, it speaks volumes about his mindset, the standards he upholds, and the way he lives and breathes football. Then you look at the trophies he's won and the individual honors he's collected. It's the complete package. Vardy is one of the greats. Vardy isn't the only free agent to have been proposed to United this summer as they hunt for a new striker. Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Callum Wilson have also been floated as potential options following their respective departures from Everton and Newcastle. Ollie Watkins remains on Manchester United's radar too, though Aston Villa are reportedly demanding around $60 million for the prolific forward. Meanwhile, Brentford's Bryan Mbeumo is growing increasingly frustrated as his desired move to Old Trafford continues to stall. After a stellar season in which he netted 20 Premier League goals, the 25-year-old has made no secret of his ambition to join United. However, Brentford have already rejected multiple offers and are standing firm on their valuation, which exceeds $62.5 million, the fee United recently paid Wolves for Matthias Cunha. United are now considering a third offer, though tensions are rising. Both the player and Brentford are reportedly growing impatient with the slow pace of negotiations. As first reported by The Standard, Brentford believe their asking price is justified when compared to recent market activity. For instance, Chelsea have valued Noni Madueke at over $50 million, while Newcastle recently agreed to pay $55 million for Anthony Elanga from Nottingham Forest. Brentford Director of Football, Phil Giles, spoke candidly about Mbeumo's future. In a recent interview with BBC Sport, he had an outstanding season. Naturally, we expected interest, and we've had it. He knows what direction he wants to take his career, and that's fair. We're in ongoing discussions with him and his representatives, but as of now, no deal has been agreed. He could very well remain a Brentford player next season. It just has to be the right deal for the club.